Welcome in. I'm DJ Williams alongside with my crew. We got Grant Cook. We got Josh Throne. We got the band behind us having a good time as we're gearing up for, once again, like I said, the first time that the Irish come to Fayetteville and set up for a big-time matchup. A lot on the line, fellas, and we're pumped in. And don't worry, it's not just us. We also got our guys standing by. We got Matt Harris, who's going to be joining us from afar, that is. Matt's with us right now having a good time. So, fellas, Matt, I'm going to start with you. Pumped up about today's matchup. I know you can't be here, but I wish you were.
I know. I tried to make it today. Our Hogs have a chance, y'all. This is that trap game for Notre Dame. I really do. They're 1-2. This is an opportunity for our Razorbacks to save the season, right? I'm not in a make or break right now, but we have an opportunity here, and we need to take full advantage.
Yeah, full stance today, and you see people pumped up behind us right now as the fight song's going on. Fellas, we're back at it once again up here in Northwest Arkansas. Grant, pumped up about today's matchup. Never thought we'd play Notre Dame.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Both playing back in 2020, all got messed around. Felt like forever away, but we're here now.
Yeah.
And we got to take full advantage. I
Yeah.
mean, last week was a must-win. You didn't get it closed out. This week's even that much bigger. So I think we've got to get this one under our belt, Notre Dame. If we want to get everything we want out there, bowl eligibility, all of that. They look beatable.
Yeah.
So we've got to take advantage.
You talked about a must-win. Speaking of must-win, Notre Dame has 2 losses on the year and only 1 win, Josh. They have to win this, or I would say their fans would say their season is a disappointment.
Oh, yeah. Head coach Marcus Freeman has to win this game. I mean, Notre Dame doesn't put up with the type of year-over-year not successfulness that we do here at Arkansas. So that's what I will say. They have to win this game. Notre Dame expects them to be in the playoffs almost every single year. That's just what it comes down to. But you know what I was disappointed about? I was out there tailgating. It's not the energy that you want to see in Arkansas. But beyond what you see behind us right now, I wanted to see more people at this tailgate. We're playing Notre Dame. We've been waiting on this historic program.
Yeah.
Guys, where are we at?
It is a little early, yes. I think if we beat Memphis, I think it's a completely different crowd out there. But, speaking of Memphis, let's just go ahead and backtrack. We're going to go ahead and transition into Matt right now when it comes to your takeaways, okay? So, Matt's takeaways, what do you got from last week, man?
Yeah, man, missed tackles. You start off, DJ, with, when you lose these games, there's a combination of coaching and execution. This right here is a 100% player failure at every level, from D-line, linebackers to defensive backs. It's completely inexcusable. You don't always have to go for that woo hit. You don't always have to knock somebody out. There's a rule in defense. Get them down. Let's live to see the other play. Way too many missed tackles. Gave them a lot of first downs. Secondly, sloppy linebacker play. This was one of my keys to success last week. And, man, I'm talking every single linebacker from starters to backups had a really poor showing. You can see it in the pass game here, too, as well. Way too many mental busts. Run gap discipline was really poor. I mean, guys, you got 2 guys covering 1. I mean, it's just really hard when your linebackers, they're so integral. And our guys are supposed to be our leaders. And then too many loafs. This right here, Josh, you and I are starting a loaf counter, all right? This is technique of the week. No loafs. No loafs. No loafs. I am a huge – this is why I was on the field, DJ. I was an effort guy. This is why I made it to the Cleveland Browns for the 30 minutes that I did. Rob Ryan loved me because I gave great effort. There's no – dive right there, and you save a touchdown. It boils my blood more than anything. So no loafs today. Let's go play fast.
All right, Matt. I like it a lot, Matt. Pumped up, no loafs, and that's kind of been the theme. And you hear about the press conference. Coach Pittman may be saying, well, it was a little hot outside. It made me bother. Don't get me stuck. Yeah, I know. I think that speaks for, I would say, the most of the fan base. Yeah. But before we talk a little bit more about that, Grant, I got to get to you watching this game. What are you taking away from last week's matchup against Memphis?
Yeah, so the big thing for me starting out is blitz pickup. We saw Memphis get home way too much last week. Now, you and I talked about it in my breakdown. They had some really well-timed and well-designed blitzes. But we've got to be prepared for that. We've got to be ready to pick this up and keep Talon clean. But Talon was on the ground and on the run too much last week. We know he's effective when he's in the pocket. Let's keep him in the pocket. Number 2, take your shots. And most people are going to say, offensively, we need to throw the ball down the field, take some shots. No, offensive line, play hard, play on the edge of dirty, all right? Take your shots. Find some ribs. I talk about it every week in my breakdown. I want to see these guys on their backs, okay? I don't want just no soft play out there today, and we take care of Notre Dame. The last one is going to be finish. Stay on blocks, Stay in the run game. Don't let these guys loose. All right. Let's finish blocks. We've got great running backs, and we can go down. We can score. Same thing for Talon in the run game and in the pass game. We want to finish these blocks. Let's rough them up in the first half. Second half becomes much easier.
Easier indeed. And like I said, it's finish the game too. I mean, how many times have we been in a situation where we're like, come on, man, what are we doing? 20, we were up 18. Up 18, right. Couldn't finish. I know a lot of people were frustrated. Josh, watching the game, I mean, we were up there in Northwest Arkansas watching this, and we were sitting there at a bar, and we said we were making graphics. We were making graphics with Arkansas winning. And then I was just like, let me go ahead and edit that real quick. I didn't pin out the way. But what were your takeaways from last week's matchup?
Man, first takeaway is you have to be conditioned. Guys, I was one of those players where I couldn't rely on my talent. I had to be in shape, right? At the end of the day, I don't care if they're better than you, if whatever the situation is, you have to make sure you are prepared to play a game, and conditioning comes down to it. We saw too many loafs, like Matt Harris just told us earlier. And that comes down to conditioning. Are you prepared to play and be in the best shape that you can be all season long, every single quarter? That really is what it's going to come down to, guys. Conditioning for our team. You just can't do it. 4 quarters, that's the name of the game, and you got to be able to play
Week 4, you got to be in shape. What else we got?
Yeah, poise under pressure. If you want to be a winning ball club, we have to learn how to be poised in big pressure moments. Guys, we've seen it against Ole Miss, at the Grove, down there in Oxford. We saw what it looks like when the game is on the line and you fumble. You got to know guys are coming for the ball in the SEC. In big pressure moments, there's only one option: get the ball back. So guess what? You got to be poised in those moments. You can't throw picks. You can't give up the ball. And you can't miss field goals either. So poised under pressure. Guys, we did it again in Memphis. Can you believe that? Coughed up the ball right after we coughed up the ball in Ole Miss. This is the problem with a club that's trying to overcome this. You got to win. You got to be poised under pressure. Listen, be a second half team. Offense has to finish drives in the second half. Matt Harris is one of the guys that preaches this from the mountaintops, okay? He says the defense is not to blame. The offense comes out and puts up all these points. But if the defense can hold a team to roughly 30 points in a game, if you're a high-powered offense like Bobby Petrino, you got to be able to win that game if the other team's only scoring 30-something points. You got to play all quarters. We came out, we're putting up 28 points in the first half. Second half, what does that look like? Taylon Green, you got to stop making those mistakes at the end of the game when everything matters, okay? He's always going to have a couple balls that go the wrong way, but that's what we got to have. We got to have a second half team, because that's where the game's won in the fourth quarter.
I mean, yes, it could also be lost in the first. It could be lost in the second. It could be lost in a lot of ways.
Quarters down,
but you got to finish the fourth. No doubt about it. Yeah, it's still. There's just, we could literally sit down and have 100 takeaways per person. All right, there was a lot to talk about, but I'll go ahead and get into my takeaways from last week when it comes to that matchup on the road against Memphis, a team that I said we should have won by 3 touchdowns. Coaching awareness. This is for Talon specifically. First half, great. But once he starts getting into a situation, when he starts making plays like this, okay, and then you move along to the second quarter. This is fourth quarter. He starts making plays like this right here. As a coach, you have to be aware, my guy's starting to slip up a little bit. What do I need to do to help him? I know I had a specific game plan I wanted to stick to. My guy's struggling a little bit. Let me just have a little bit more awareness to help them out. Awareness breaking the huddle out of a 2-minute offense timeout. What are we doing? Once again, so many things I think coaches could just, I would say coaches, yes, tighten up a little bit as well. But when it comes to what performance needs to be, it starts at top. Not necessarily head coach, not even coordinators. It's the guys on the field making the plays. You got Soar, you got Cam Ball, you got Larry Worth. I mean, we can sit here, coaches can draw up the perfect game plan, but when you got guys taking bad angles, guys taking plays off, guys that don't do what they need to do during the week to make sure that they don't get tired, it starts at the top, and then it just works its way down to the rest of the team. And this is something. I put this in my notes way before y'all know what happened a couple days ago. Feed the beast. You got to feed this guy. He had 4 carries, 47 yards, averaging over 10 yards per carry. Look at this run right here. So many times he should have had a tackle for a loss, but he's so strong, he can get back to the line of scrimmage and sometimes get you a 3 or 4 yard gain. So I think when it comes to, just feed this guy, take a little pressure off of Talon when it comes to running, and also take a little pressure off of Mike Washington as well. I mean, we got I'll bring Matt back in. You remember when we had Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis,
Yes.
all in the backfield, and you had a threat at every single option. We have the ability to do something like
We
that.
do.
Don't forget
do.
Michael Smith, though.
Mike Smith, too.
Hey,
Come on.
Yeah.
I think it's malarkey if you don't get them the ball.
Bull in malarkey.
Malarkey.
That
Bull
is
in
for
malarkey.
sure.
We don't
Yeah.
get them the ball.
I will say that. That was something
Yeah.
else. But hopefully everything's back on track and everybody's on good terms moving forward. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about that. So last week, and Matt, I'll go ahead and start with you. And I know you got a lot of duties to do, so thank you for hanging out with us when you do. When it comes to the loss of Ole Miss, I think we all kind of left that like we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Right.
Did this loss at Memphis in the second half debacle just take you all the way back to the starting blocks? Are you able to maybe still see some kind of sense of this still could be a really good football season moving forward?
Man, DJ, we're 4-0. We're 4-0. Like in my mindset right now, we are 2 fumbles away, right? Like both teams, and Josh kind of said it earlier, like this wasn't a defensive loss. Every part of the team. That's what's so beautiful about football. It's a team game. When you win, it's a team win. When you lose, it's a team loss. Defense contributed to that loss, but offense did too. Those fumbles weren't the only reason why we lost that game. We were in position to win at Ole Miss and at Memphis. I am not down on our Hogs right now. We have the talent. We have the energy. It's all about that, like you said, at the top, the internal guys on defense and offensive side of the ball. How are they going to respond today versus a Notre Dame? You guys should be fired up, man, like white-knuckled to go get after Notre Dame. We're a fumble away from going after Notre Dame, man, and being 5-0. So I'm not giving up on our Hogs. I am completely for them. I think that keep the stats the exact same, DJ. And we don't fumble those balls, right? If ifs were fists, remember old Antoine Robinson? If ifs were fists, we'd all be drunk. I get it. But if we didn't fumble those one play, we win those games. And we're 4-0, and we're not having these conversations. Our confidence level is through the roof now, and we're about to go take down Notre Dame. We got to have that same mindset today.
You speak for, I would say, on behalf of some fans, but there's some other fans who don't feel that way, and they just think, oh, Lord, this is going to be a beat down today. We don't know yet. Josh, I mean, what is your mindset going into a week like this? And, we talked about, is it what you saw in Memphis, is it enough to make you feel like the rest of the season is just going to be, oh, here we go, 5 wins? Are you still bowl game plus?
Well, I think that you watch both, not only the Memphis game, but you watch the Ole Miss game. And I think your takeaway from it is that we are down to the wire with these teams. These are ranked teams, right? And so we can see, especially as guys who play football, that there's room for improvement. And if you can make those improvements, we easily do win those games. So it's hard to take those losses because you're like, it's almost easier to take a loss if you're terrible. But these losses, it even hurts worse because we're so close to turning the corner. But at the end of the day, it's year 6 for Sam Pittman. So you also have that thought going in your head. You're like, well, if we haven't turned the corner yet, how are we going to do that? So I go into this Notre Dame saying, listen, this is Notre Dame coming to Fayetteville. Everybody should be hyped up for this game. There shouldn't be anybody that's on that field that doesn't expect to win. This is the first time that Notre Dame has ever come. This is on ABC. Everybody's going to be watching. This is the first game of Saturday football, okay? So can we win? Absolutely we can win. But we have to take a step forward to do that. We have to take a step forward. You can't have the same type of play that you had versus Ole Miss, that you had versus Memphis, because if you can't finish, it don't matter what you did for the first 3 quarters.
Yep.
You got to finish.
I tell you, a step forward, we're going to need a big bound forward, if we're going to, especially defensively. And, Matt, I'll ask you here in a second about that. Going up against 2 running backs who can tote that thing, But us, we're focusing on the offensive side of the ball. Going back to Memphis, you as an offensive lineman, if you're in a situation, and you wouldn't say this while you're coaching, but you may have the conversations with your boys like, Coach, put it on us. Hand the ball off every single play.
Yeah.
Eat that clock, guys. Let's go finish this game. Our quarterback's struggling a little bit. We can win this.
Right. Yeah, I think so. And if you're back to the point that you asked Josh and you asked Matt, I do think we're at a point where we should be 4-0, right? But we're not, and that's okay. But we've got to take the tape that everybody looked at and go and apply that back to the rest of this season. We have the talent to be 4-0 right now. We have the talent to go win other games that maybe some of these fans are saying, oh, here we go again, another 4-8, another 3-9, whatever season it is. Well, you take about, I would say 2 plays, 2 fumbles, maybe, but a handful of plays in both of these games, if we can learn from those and go apply what we've learned on the field, we're very easily could go win another 5 or 6 games this year, easily. right? And so there's 5 on the schedule. I think there's some out there that are going to be tough. But yeah, and to your point, DJ, when it comes to offensive line play, when we've got to go run the ball, we have to be able to run the ball. And we did that when Coach Petrino when we were here, when we were playing. They turned it over to the offensive line. Niall Davis, Dennis Johnson, Mike Smith, all those guys. We got to go eat up 8 minutes in the last 8 minutes of the game. Give it to us. Let's go run it. We'll run 13 plays. Yeah. We're going to run it 13 times in a row. You can't stop it. You've got to have that in your offense.
Matt, I want to ask you one more question, and then I'll let you go and let's get to it. I've been advocating that maybe there's something wrong with Sorey. Coach Pittman came out in his press conference and said he's completely healthy. And it's almost – I don't wish anything bad upon anybody, but I was kind of hoping that maybe he was dealing with something because that would give some kind of an explanation of why he's playing the way he's playing. Now that we know he's healthy, based off what Coach Pittman is saying, play is unacceptable. At what point, you as a coordinator, even if you may not have a good option behind him, do you pull him and sit him on the bench? And I would say that for a couple other guys, maybe just to make a statement.
Yeah, I mean, DJ, I would say it's not a bad thought, and I think they did that last game. And number 26 went in there, and bless his heart, he got 2 plays, and that's all he got for a good reason. So sometimes your starter's the best guy you got. And it does send a message when your starters aren't doing good enough, and you put the backup in. Coaches do it all the time. It's a great strategy. I think that Sorey I think he's a Sunday guy. He had a really bad game last week versus Memphis. Ole Miss, he didn't have that bad of a game. But when it comes to him being the nucleus of that defense, DJ, that's where I like the no loafs. That's where I like saying, hey, if you guys aren't going to take accountability in here, then I am going to keep chart of who's messing up and who's jogging and who's not doing good enough. If player accountability is not there, then the coaches have to take advantage. Take the bull by the horns there and do something to fire them up. Benching them isn't always the answer, but having a post-practice conditioning and doing up downs till your hands are bleeding, there's a lot of things that you can do to
Did you say bleeding?
Yeah, man. I remember my palms of my hands, like you could barely get up off the ground, DJ. And then you get in the locker room, and guess what happens? Sam Maljabuchi pulls you aside and says, hey, that ain't it. You're not doing that again. You're not having that many loafs. Do you understand? And you're like, yes, sir. And you pick your stuff up, man. Fred Bledsoe had 19 loafs one time. I'll never forget it. And, man, Fred Bledsoe, that guy could do a backflip and run a 4.5 40 at 300 pounds. There's no excuse why that guy didn't go to Sunday. Rest in peace, Big Juice. But,
Did you say Grant Cook?
Yeah, Grant Cook.
You said Fred Bledsoe. Oh, my bad. Hey, I remember those up downs because they made a scout team. When I was on scout team, they made them do those with you guys.
You want to talk about winning football games? You're making the scout team do up downs. Y'all, think about that. Think about that. I saw Grant Cook in the hype, too, throwing that thing down. That's an athletic big man right there. That's because they can get nasty. Grant, I love what you said. Hey, run the damn ball and get nasty. Niall Davis, Mike Smith. We've got 2 running backs that are all SEC running backs, and we are depending so much on this Bobby Petrino pass. It's like we're in this Gus Malzahn phase again. We've got really good running backs. Dude,
I need my Quentin Nelson run the damn ball hat.
Run the damn ball. Exactly. I had to bring that up. I loved what you said, Grant. It's a mind shift, y'all. It's a mentality that our Razorbacks don't have right now. That's my most concerning thing. Sorey, it's a mental thing. If you can get him to switch that gear, man, he's a Sunday guy. So you got to do something to fire him up.
Yeah, that's what hard because we've seen it on tape. All right, and so we'll dig a little bit more into this. Matt, we appreciate you, man. You go do your thing. Thanks for your time. Have a good one. We'll check in with you later on in the week. Maybe a little post game. Get your comments. I'll be looking at the text thread.
He looks like he's staying in shape.
Oh, Matt stays in shape. No loafs. No loafs.
No loafs, baby. No excuses. Tight.
Effort and attitude.
Hey, trying to get nasty. Put little Boosie on in the locker room, trying to get nasty, and go out there and just make somebody hurt, man. You get 2 hits. Right? You get 1, the ground gets the second. Go knock somebody out.
That's fired up. He's got veins coming through his neck.
Look at him.
He's fired up.
I feel bad for those kids in the park back there. Matt's about to be all-time linebacker.
Oh, man. Matt, you're the man. I appreciate you, man. Love you, brother. Yep, have a good one. I'll tell you, Matt Harris always bringing it. All right, we're going to go ahead and get to our first break. Coming up after the break, it's going to be
let us work together to better ensure that no student, particularly an Arkansas student, who demonstrates the ability and the grit necessary to attain a degree is denied that opportunity simply because he or she cannot afford the cost of attendance.
Learn how you can help support Arkansas students through the Land of Opportunity Scholarship.
I bet they run the ball right here. Well, you former Razorbacks think you're so smart, don't you? What? Well, if you are so smart, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Wager on the Oakland Sports app. It's the best in-game wagering available in the state. Maybe use that football brain of yours to bet on this next play. Plus your favorite games. It's that easy. Yes! See? You should have took the bet.
Bet on any game all season long with Oakland Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Hey y'all, this is Cam here at Southwest Ford in Arkadelphia. We just built our brand new 3 facilities here, our GMC, Dodge, and Ford facilities. If you're coming down the highway on I-30, take exit 78. We'll be 1.5 miles down the road. You're gonna look on the right-hand side and you're gonna see our beautiful Chevrolet store. Right past that, you're gonna see our beautiful Dodge store. And at the end, you're gonna see our wonderful Ford store. Our 3 facilities here make it so easy for you to shop here. Whether it's online or in person, we have almost everything you want and need. And if we don't have it, we'll go out and get it for you. If you live somewhere far, north, east, south, or west, we will deliver to you. Free delivery across the whole state. Please come down and come see me at Southwest Auto Ford in Arkadelphia.
Hey, you're not in high school anymore, but that knee still remembers that state championship. And that shoulder, well, it's been off since that game-winning drive. At Ortho Arkansas, they see it all the time. Old injuries that never fully healed, finally sneaking up on us. But here's the good news. It's never too late to get back into the things you love. Whether it's running, lifting, coaching, or just keeping up with your kids, their sports medicine team is there to help you move forward without pain holding you back. Fellowship-trained physicians, personalized recovery plans, care that's built around your goals. Because once an athlete, always an athlete. Ortho Arkansas, for plays that still matter.
Campus. Absolutely love Northwest Arkansas. Hey, real quick, I want to remind everybody that if you had an injury last night in high school sports, one of our sponsors, Ortho Arkansas, they got you covered. They have their Saturday morning sports clinic. All right, they're trying to take care of you. It is open 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. They have physicians on staff. That's right, all fellowship trained physicians. It's not just somebody that just got out of school and they're trying to figure out what to do. They bring in their big shots to come out there and make sure they take care of your kids. Once again, that is Saturday Sports Clinic from Ortho Arkansas. Also want to real quick give our Ortho Arkansas injury report real quick. Take a look at the list right now. We have some injuries to talk about. Leonard Moore, questionable for today's matchup. One of the top corners in the country. Definitely their best defensive player. We'll keep an eye on that. They also have Preston Zinter. He's their special teams, just madhouse. I mean, Seth Armburst back in the day.
Okay.
Your
Mark,
what? That's my guy's name. He had that. Ross Rasner. He's your Ross Rasner. Yeah.
I like Ross Rasner.
Matt Bonner. Mark Bonner.
Yeah.
Special teams demon. All right. So
It's
he is out. So we'll see how that goes today. And still questionable. Kenai Walker, remember the injury that he had over there at Ole Miss. I did see that he was back practicing. So we'll see what will happen today. It is very good to see that he was back practicing. A very scary moment over there in Ole Miss. I am stalling just for a second because I am waiting on my guy to get here to start talking about what's on the board. All right. So obviously, Zach's going to join us. I think boom. I mean, you ask and you shall
on time
receive. Ask and you shall receive. All right. So before I bring Zach in, Josh, I'm going to start with you. We got a game to talk about. Alabama versus Georgia. What can you tell us about this matchup?
Well, listen, I expect Georgia to win this game, but Alabama isn't a bad team, as always, right? They lost early in the season, but they've come back. 2 big blowouts. They smashed University of Louisiana Monroe. They beat Wisconsin. The offense is clicking. They're moving on all cylinders. Georgia just edged out that overtime win on Tennessee last week, right? So they're moving on all cylinders as well. Here's the thing. These Alabama-Georgia games, they always come down to the wire. I could see an overtime happening, DJ. That's just that's just what it comes down to. Probably going to end with a field goal or a last-second touchdown, but Kirby Smart, I got my money on Kirby this year. You know, I think with the passage of Saban, new head coach taking over, I don't think he's got the juice at Alabama like they used to. So I think Georgia's the new team to beat, and they have assumed that Alabama position now that Saban's out. So I'd love to see what the odds are.
So he's tapped out on the juice, hon. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in Zach Gillum right now, who is standing by with Oaklawn. Zach, I'll go ahead and let you and Josh talk about this one. So talk us through. You heard Josh give his spiel. Josh, what you thinking?
Well, where should I be putting my money, Zach? That's what I need to know, man, because I've got a pocket full of change this week.
I love it. Well, Georgia right now, -2.5. They are your favorite in this matchup. Total at 53.5. Now, this game was 3 most of the week. Action at Oaklawn most of the week was pretty well mixed, but we have seen some Alabama steam coming in this morning. So interested to see how the rest of the action comes in before tip-off.
All right, let's go ahead. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was going to say, let's go and take a look at our next game with Zach. Hey, real quick, Zach, before we let you, before we start talking about this next game with Ole Miss and LSU, this is what I do every time we talk about this. I just pick up my phone and I start listening to what you're saying. If people want to download the app, how can they do it?
Yeah, so the app is available in the Apple App Store or the iOS Store, Google Play Store. Desktop users can join in on the fun as well. All you got to do is install the plugin. It'll pop up once you go to the website. New customers up to $1,000 in bonus bets. All you have to do is register, make a deposit. You're automatically active, rolls through your first 10 days, up to $100 a day. So very easy to do, many options. And as you said, once you get that app installed, you don't even have to log in to be able to see those lines. And then it's very simple to get logged in, get your bet in, move on, have a great day.
It's about to be a real good day. My girlfriend just got her first Bloody Mary. Look at that.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
now that's who we need to be talking to. You know, she's the one hitting those 40-to-1 parlays over there.
Hey, she's the parlay queen. I'm telling y'all. All right, let's move on to the next game. Grant, go ahead and talk to us. What do we got with LSU?
Yeah, so LSU at Ole Miss. So what do we need to do here, right? So LSU, we know Ole Miss is the big play king. Ole Miss is the big play king. We saw it when we played them. They like to throw the ball down the field, take advantage. Or LSU's going to have to step up on defense if they want to beat Ole Miss. I'm leaning towards, I think, Ole Miss right now, but I do want to hear what Zach has to say. So are we getting the takeaways? Is LSU going to be able to stop Ole Miss's offense? LSU's offense is a little bit weaker than what I think a lot of people thought they would be coming into this year.
Yeah.
So is Ole Miss's defense going to be good enough to stop what LSU's trying to do on offense? I guess we'll see. Zach, what do you think? What's the betting market telling us right now on this game?
Yeah, so looking at this one right now, Ole Miss a 1.5-point favorite. That's where it's been most of the week. It got to a point at a time, but total at 57. Action here at Oaklawn Sports. You know, at the very beginning of the week, we were getting some Ole Miss bets. For the last 2 or 3 days, it's all LSU. Everything we were taking is LSU, so it's been very interesting to watch. I don't know if it's people hating on Ole Miss just because they beat us or if they truly think LSU's the better team. But no, this is in Ole Miss, so they are the home team, 1.5-point favorite.
Awesome.
All right, y'all, it's time to cook it up. Here we go. I'm getting out of the SEC, and I'm going to good old Big Ten. You know, they don't stepped it up a little bit, right? Penn State.
Oh, no, man.
Penn State and Oregon. A top matchup. Let's go and take a look at it. Yeah, Oregon's on the road. They're going to be there. Last time I saw a Penn State game that was just absolutely insane is when they were playing Michigan and they played Mo Bamba, and that place was going nuts. They got a delayed game. Place went crazy. Hopefully it's an all-whiteout game. But, yeah, Oregon visits Penn State. Should be fun. I mean, rushing is going to be a big thing. You got Katron Allen has 3 rushing touchdowns on the year for Penn State. You got Nicholas Singleton racked up 5 rushing touchdowns. I mean, it's going to see what they can do on the ground. Penn State is the slight favorite headed into this game. But, you know, Oregon, Dan Lannon, what he can do, man, he gets those guys ready to roll. It should be a fun matchup. I'm pumped up about it. but it really doesn't matter what I say, Zach. We got to talk about what's on the board over here at Oakland. I think I'm right. Penn State's favored in this one, right?
You are right. Penn State is favored in this one. In fact, they've become a little bigger favorite as the week's gone on. It was a 3-point favorite when we opened. It's up to 3.5. So Penn State favored by 3.5 points, total at 53. And right now, I mean, you got to keep in mind, at least most of the talk I've heard around the book this week is that Oregon traveling across the country, not always easy to do. High-powered offense obviously have looked good this year, but the action we are taking is on Oregon.
Okay, let's go ahead and time to put together our 4th and 5 parlay. All right, so we need your help, though, Zach, because we got to go through it. I got my app opened up. Arkansas versus Notre Dame. Let's go ahead and piece this together. Before we start talking about that, what's on the board right now for this matchup we have here in just about an hour and a half?
Yeah, so the Razorbacks, I mean, if you've been following this one all week, this is another week where the Razorback line just keeps moving in big ways. You know, this opened 7.5, 7 at some places, got all the way down to 3.5, but currently Notre Dame favored by 4.5 points, total at 64. That total was the highest on the board for college this weekend. I think it's dropped a point or two since then. And then we have touchdown scorer, we have player passing, player receiving, player rushing, game touchdown, team totals. So there's a lot on the board here that you can dive into and build a parlay out of.
All right, let's go and build one live, and we're going to go and pick one for Matt. Okay, so Matt would probably say we'll give him the easy one. Okay. All right, Zach, you ready to put this together for us?
Let's do it.
Anytime touchdown score. I'm assuming Mac's going to say that Mike Washington will score a rushing touchdown today. I feel good about that because Matt's telling me right now through the sidekick ability, he has redemption. He's going to have that ball tight. He's going to get across the end zone. Mike Washington gets into the end zone here for a touchdown. All right, fellas, I'm going to go as I take a look at this is what you do. Pull out your phones right now. You can play along with this. Can I do player passing? All right.
Player passing. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Their defense is awful. Notre Dame's. Their defense is
their
bad.
secondary is.
Secondary is bad.
Yeah.
Talon right now is set at 275.5 yards, over or under.
That's tough. That's tough,
That's
DJ.
tough.
That's tough, DJ.
What you think, Dave? Over?
Over.
All right.
Over. All right, over. I'll take Talon over 275.5. Grant, what you need?
All right. I think I'm going to go back like we did last week. I'm going to go with my man, Mike Washington. Okay. Over 56.5 yards.
Okay.
I think we've got to be able to run the ball. It's going to be a mix between him and Braylon, and I want to make sure that's what we get. We establish the run game. Now, with 275 yards, we're going to be throwing that thing. But
I know. It'd be nice to have both. It'd be nice to have both.
I think we win if we get both.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what you picking? This may be a while.
Yeah.
We need some music.
I was looking if we had anything for Omega Blake.
Jeopardy music.
Did we have anything specifically on Omega Blake that I could bet on here?
I do not see anything on Omega Blake right now. Something possibly to get on the board, but for this parlay, probably won't get it up before we get done with this segment.
Well, you know what, DJ? Can I just take the over on points? I think we're going to be.
Is that a part of our parlay? I like to
absolutely.
Do
you can. Do,
I know.
You can
over on points.
Okay.
You can do.
All right,
so, are you looking over on the game total or just Arkansas 29.5?
Game total.
I think that's probably a good bet, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
100%.
All right, where are we at? What are we locked in at?
So we're looking at Mike Washington anytime touchdown scorer, Talon Green to have 275 or more passing yards, Mike Washington to have over 56.5 rushing yards, and then the game total over 64. We're getting plus 550. And keep in mind, we have a same game parlay profit boost for this game that has gone live, so you could always use that as well. Boost it up, get you another little bit of juice on that bet.
I wanted to go a little higher, I wanted plus like 9, but we'll do it. All right. So you'll piece this together, and then will this be on the app here in a little bit?
This will be on the app. You should see it up within the next 10, 15 minutes.
I love it.
Awesome.
Zach, I appreciate you, man. Have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll check in with you Monday.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day.
Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our buy or sell. Okay, so interesting topics that popped up this week. I've been asking people this quite a bit. All right, buy or sell, and we're going to start with a victory against Notre Dame. Will it save the season? Is it a big enough Band-Aid to ease the fans and feel like, okay, we can move forward? Or do you think what happened last week, people have just thrown in the towel? Grant?
I don't think they've thrown in the towel. I think that it is big enough, and I wouldn't say save the season. Like if you beat Notre Dame today and don't win another one, I don't think the season's a success. But I do think that people will buy back in. Okay, hey, we're 3-2. We've only lost 2 games. I'll come watch us play Texas A&M next weekend or the weekend after. Like you start to get a little bit momentum, then you find a way to win that one. You kind of build this fan base back with a little bit of trust. Now you got to sustain the trust. You got to keep putting a good product out on the field. You can't go beat Notre Dame and then fall flat against Texas A&M. So those are the things that I think are the biggest things for this game.
Yep.
Doesn't ruin or make the season, but definitely a must win today.
And I'll go next. I feel like a convincing win today kind of puts a little Band-Aid on it. I don't know why. I don't know why anyone, if we come out here and handle business and finish games, from the first half on and just move forward, and we show that we can finish, I don't know why that wouldn't give enough people enough hope to be like, okay, it really did just come down to 2 missed fumbles. And so I think a convincing win against Notre Dame here at 11 a.m. would definitely change the tide, not just for the fan base as it should, but for the team as well. Josh?
Man, DJ, I think that if you're a football guy, you've watched us play, and you know how close we are to turning the corner. I think you're also frustrated that it's year 6 and we haven't turned the corner under this head coach in Sam Pittman. So I think you're a little bit conflicted there. But at the end of the day, you've got about 35,000 fans that are coming to every Razorback game no matter what. You've got another 35,000 that give up on a season when you lose to a game, when you lose to Notre Dame after a loss at Ole Miss, a loss in Memphis, a loss here at home in Notre Dame. You just start to deflate half of the people there. And, at the end of the day, what we want is a packed out crowd. I mean, this is a business, right? You got to pay players now. So this is very important for us. We have to be able to win this game. If you don't win it, you're going to have about half-filled stadiums for the rest of the season, in my opinion. And it's also going to help build us confidence. We got to quickly regain confidence in the season for our players on the field. You take a loss, tough loss Ole Miss, tough loss Memphis, another tough loss at home against Notre Dame, you start to lose locker room a little bit, especially in today's world with NIL and players, having a little bit more say-so about what's going on, the pockets filling up. There's a little too many different moving parts for this season.
Another one that was popped up a lot this week on our social media. So what we've done, we've been trying our best to go talk to in-state talent. All right, we look at the top of the list board, and we want to go put our eyes on them. We want to go talk to them, and something popped up, and I'll show you a couple clips from a couple of these comments. Now it has people say it would say a pot stirring conversation. All right. But I think it's actually one that needs to be had, and I think people are taking it way out of context and way out overhand. But here's a few comments of me talking to the number 2 ranked player in the state in box left tackle Evan Goodwin, and Anthony Kidney Jr. He's the number 5th ranked prospect in the state at Little Rock Central. Take a look.
Do a little bit better to keep some more of these guys from Arkansas here in the state of Arkansas. Offer earlier. Is that what it is? Now, I'm very interested because, I think a lot of people here in the state want to know, why do we keep losing our guys?
Because they're not recruiting the in-state talent they have. Yeah. And that's just being honest. I didn't get my offer until like that sophomore, junior year era when I was really starting to get popular. Like I'd already had a couple of P4 offers and Arkansas was just late to the pickup.
When it comes to the process of what you're wanting out of a coach or maybe a recruiter of when it comes to making you go to a specific school, I really am just curious, what do you think in your case? You still got a whole year to go, all right? In your case, right? Did Arkansas offer you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when it came through the process, why does a kid from here not end up at Arkansas?
Really, I'm pretty similar say the same thing Evan said. I mean, they came in late. I had multiple schools before them. Missouri, Oklahoma, Georgia. I think Oklahoma. I said Oklahoma already. Oklahoma State, UNLV, and they kind of came in late.
I'll say this: if they did come in earlier, right, and then they made you feel more, I guess, of a priority. I think that's what we're trying to say here. Would Arkansas even be on your list? Or are you someone who wanted to get out of the state regardless?
No, sir. Arkansas was my dream school actually before they offered me. So.
Okay, so that brings us to the point. All right, is in-state talent essential? I want to make sure we preface this right. I do not believe that the University of Arkansas Razorback should be a full team full of only Arkansas players. Of course. Okay, and I'll also say this too: watching both of those kids practice, they got a lot to work on. And I see it. I mean, I think Evan, we actually talked about this. He's got some lazy tape. He really does. That's something he needs to work on. I watched Anthony just a couple days ago, kind of the same thing, going through a couple motions here, jumping off sides a few times here, still working through and growing. So they do have room to grow,
Right, yeah.
But when it comes to talent evaluation, do you think we should give a little bit more nod to in-state players, or just coaches just keep doing what they've been doing?
So here's what I think. There's going to be players that come out of the state that can play at this level. Maybe they're not ready today.
Yeah.
Right. And I would argue that I wasn't ready the day I showed up on campus to go compete in the SEC. You were a little bit of a different story. We'll get into that later. But at the end of the day, I think the kids that can compete eventually, maybe it's year 2, maybe it's year 3, you do have to have a bedrock of that on your roster. Mm-hmm. You're always going to be developing some kids, right? Even if you bring them in from the portal, from out of state, whatever it is, there's going to be players on your team that aren't ready today. So if you're a kid from Arkansas, you heard it there just a little bit, you're going to want to play for Arkansas. You grow up watching the Razorbacks on TV, wanting to be up here, coming up to Fayetteville, seeing games, all those things. And so you have to have some of those kids. There's more of a heart aspect when it comes to the kids from Arkansas that go to Arkansas to play than there is for maybe a kid from Oklahoma or Texas or California.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't care about the school they're at, but it's not where they're from.
Yeah.
There's something like kind of just weaved into the DNA of Arkansas about the Razorbacks. And so I feel like there's like that next little bit of a, intangible factor, this unknown factor for a kid from Arkansas that comes and plays for
you brought up an unknown factor, and something now that we have to take into consideration. Okay, let's say they are talented enough. Okay. NIL is a thing too. And so people ask me, well, did you ask them how much money they're getting? And I'm just like, I don't feel like I do pry. And when it comes to finances and stuff, that is a really good question. And I really would like to know. But when they start saying stuff like, I wish they would have offered earlier. It was my dream school. I wish there was just better communication. I just wish there were better relationships. I think that's what they mean. I don't know if they're just saying that to cover up, actually, so-and-so offered me so much money. But when it comes to that, Josh, and Remy Cofield, right? Yeah. How do you approach this? Do you give a little bit better nod of saying, okay, this guy wants this money, we got to give it to him because he's really good and he's from here?
Well, I think it's actually it's bigger than that. You got to take a step back from the entire how Remy Cofield's going to distribute money. I think it comes down to how is the University of Arkansas, no matter who the head coach is, going to brand playing for the Arkansas Razorbacks in high school while you're a high school kid. Because I think that if you think about these kids that are 18 years old coming out of high school now, they were 10 years old, or when they were 10 years old, that was like 2017. Okay. We haven't been good since they've ever started paying attention to the Arkansas Razorbacks. They don't remember the Bobby Petrino years. They definitely weren't maybe even born or babies when Houston Nutt was here, when Darren McFadden was running these fields. So their entire existence, Arkansas hasn't been this great school. Now, when I say, how do you create that brand and make sure that we're building on this culture of high school kids wanting to play for the University of Arkansas, I think that the entire movement needs to be, let's go out and build a fence. Houston Nutt used to say that.
Build a fence around the state.
That's right. Let's build a fence around the state. And maybe these 3 stars aren't Arkansas talent, but if the University of Arkansas is known in every single small community of picking up this in-state talent, that starts to build a culture around the program. Then every single county in Arkansas wants to support the program because they got a kid from their area, someone that they know that goes to the University of Arkansas. Now you're driving a movement. Now you're bringing passion to the program, and you're getting this NIL money that you need to compete. So I honestly think it comes back to the love for Arkansas, building that as a culture for the University of Arkansas within the youth in our state, getting all of the guys that we can in our state, because it matters now that there's NIL money involved. You want to fundraise from the state? Let's go get our own kids. Let's make sure that our own kids want to play here, and let's make sure every single town and every single person around here knows, hey, our kids go to the University of Arkansas. That's going to inspire passion. That's going to inspire money to the University of Arkansas. Now we can actually ask Remy Cofield, hey, what do we have to work with now? Can we actually spend this money appropriately? But I think it starts there.
Yeah.
It starts there.
Also starts with people being a part of the show, being a part of the conversation. Don't forget, hop into the chat right now. Grant, they're vibing with you. Grant's correct. All right. Grant ain't never lied. All right. Who are these, your family? What we got going on?
Hey, man, they're all my family.
We're going to start taking a look at the comments a little bit later on. So hop into the chat. Any question that you have, we're going to talk about it. We're about to get to a break. We get to have fun. We're here in Fayetteville. Okay. So we're going to talk to one of our sponsors who's up in town right now from Southwest Auto. Big time Razorback fan. But I also see somebody wearing a Notre Dame hat. I may drag him over here as well. Have them both sit down and talk a little ball. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Also going to hit the tailgating with Josh here in a second as well. So make sure y'all stay with.
This season,
you are invited to the best tailgating spot in Fayetteville.
the Hog Wild Tailgate at the Arkansas Alumni Association.
Start your tailgating day with us and stay a while, or just drop in before you head to the stadium.
We have a game day experience waiting for you.
Okay. I got my bet in on the next drive. Y'all?
Yep. Whoever loses picks up the tab.
You know, this Oakland Sports betting app is so fun to use, it might actually make watching these games with y'all bearable.
Big talk coming from a fella about to lose this wager.
Just need a field goal here and you'll be cooked, my friend. Remember our friendly wager.
And it's good!
Bet on any game all season long with Oakland Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
This is humiliating.
At Ortho Arkansas, we know that Friday night sports injuries can't always wait until Monday morning. That's why our fellowship-trained sports medicine team opens our Saturday morning sports injury clinic every weekend during football season. With on-site x-rays, on-site MRIs, same-day evaluations, we can get the diagnosis for our athletes immediately so you know you get the right care at the right time. Our goal for our athletes is a safe recovery and a strong return to play. Saturday Sports Clinic, only at Ortho Arkansas.
Southwest Auto Collection in Arkadelphia isn't just another car lot. It's a whole new way to buy a vehicle. Built for comfort, designed for convenience. No pushy sales, just friendly faces, honest answers, and a place that feels more like home than a dealership. Because buying a car shouldn't feel stressful, it should feel simple. One of the biggest perks to buying here at Southwest Auto Collection is we have a Tires for Life program. So as long as you get your service done here, we'll replace your tires completely for free with regular wear and tear up to 200,000 miles. So come on down to see us at 1451 North 10th Street in Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Southwest Auto Collection, a better way to buy, right here in Arkadelphia.
Here we go. Welcome back in. Taking a look at Dixon Street. If everything goes according to plan for Razorback fans, we will hold it down on Dixon tonight. All right. It should be a fun one. Hopefully that is the celebration that will happen there. But before we get into that, you just heard from one of our sponsors at Southwest Auto, and we got Josh Owen, who is with us right now. And before we get into that, go ahead and start with me real quick. I want to tell you about the Tires for Life program when it comes to Southwest Auto. Josh, real quick. Am I making this up?
No.
Only available for new vehicles only, but Tires for Life. There has to be a cutoff date, right?
Well, no, not really. As long as you buy the vehicle new from us,
Yep.
and you
Pull that mic a little closer to your mouth. Sorry. There you go. Yep, there you go.
do all of your manufacturer
Yep.
scheduled maintenance with us. You know, and when you need tires, when it gets down low enough, we swap them out.
Yeah, swap them out. I feel bad because you know what I drive, right?
Yeah.
I just bought new tires.
Yeah.
Spent $2,000 on these tires.
Uh-oh.
And then ran over a nail. What are we doing, right? So Tires for Life does sound like the key. I'm going to wait for my video guy to get back over there. We're having some video technical difficulties at the moment. Boom! There we go. All right, Josh, before we talk to our friend over here from Notre Dame who's sitting here, yes, I went and dragged somebody with a Notre Dame hat. We'll talk to him here about a second. But I just wanted to have a second to, talk to you. So we've been driving around in this 2025 expedition, getting us from point A to point B. So much room. Oh my gosh. You see all this, what we're sitting in right now?
Yeah.
It fits in that expedition. All right. But when it comes to Southwest Auto, I just wanted you to hop on and give people a quick little overview of why people need to head down to Arkadelphia. I've been there a few times. I can vouch for the people. They're amazing, but I think it's best come from people who are there working each and every day.
Yeah, well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak on our dealerships down there. And you said it exactly. It's the people. It's getting people down there to us because it's a relationship business, right?
Yep.
Anybody can sell a car. You can find a dealership every mile you drive down the interstate. It's all about the relationships that you have with the dealership, how they treat you, respect you. And that's what we built our business on, is respecting our customers and taking care of our community.
Yeah, and it's been awesome, top notch. I talk to guys who are all the time going back and forth, talking about new deals and here and there. So I'm telling you, head on out to Arkadelphia. They'll take care of you. Oh, yeah. Real quick, Josh. They said, okay, I live all the way up Northwest Arkansas. I live here. Why would I buy a car then have to go down there and get it? What do you got for them?
Well, we're going to deliver it. So
come on now.
We deliver for free anywhere inside the state of Arkansas. And if you or sweet talk us enough, even if you live outside the state of Arkansas, we might deliver it to you for free. But we understand that we are in South Central Arkansas, in Arkadelphia. A lot of our customers, you'll see a lot of Southwest stickers driving around on vehicles up here in Northwest Arkansas, Little Rock, Northeast Arkansas. I mean, we understand we're not the easiest to get to sometimes, but if you value a great deal and you value a relationship with the dealer that you're buying from, we'll certainly be happy to take care of you and send that vehicle to you free of charge.
All right, now let's talk some ball. Why is that camera like? Oh, see that light coming right into it.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. Oh well, we'll work with what we can work with. You travel to a lot of games. You're down at Ole Miss.
Yep.
You're up to almost all these games.
Yep.
And then I found this guy over here at Notre Dame. You're just sitting over here. First, can you introduce yourself real quick to the people?
Absolutely. I'm Adam Tanksley.
Okay, Adam Tanksley's in the house. I'm assuming a big Notre Dame fan, and you know Grant Cook, right?
I do.
All right, so let's talk some ball. All right, numbers are out right now. Why does this line keep dropping? I think it opened up at -6 for Notre Dame. Then it went to 5.5, 5, 4.5.
Yeah, I
You
just
worried?
checked it. It's at 4.5.
What are you worried a little bit?
A little bit. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
It started the season, thought this was a cupcake coming in.
Yeah.
To be honest, and I'm an Arkansas boy.
Yeah.
So born and raised in Arkansas. Love Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And
why Notre Dame? Where'd that come from?
probably the history of college football.
I mean, they do have it. It is pretty cool.
The history of it that they've got. I'm a big Lou Holtz guy.
Okay.
Love Lou Holtz.
Yeah.
Obviously coached Arkansas as well. This is the only game I will not root for the Hogs in.
Dang, it's
So,
like that.
It is. It
Wow.
is. So, but I've been excited about this matchup since they announced it back in 2018.
Yeah.
And, COVID ruined the 2020 game in South Bend. And so, we're here and I'm pumped to be here. I would say to your question, DJ, about the line, defense.
Join the club.
There's
all right. Yeah.
There's no defense currently.
Yeah.
I would tell you that I'm taking the over today.
Yeah. I
So-
think defense, everybody taking the over. Line, interesting. We'll see what happens. Josh, heading into this, obviously we would like to come out here for a win. I asked this question a little bit earlier in our buy or sell. Would a win against Notre Dame today be enough for the fan base to get back on track, or do you think we're there? We're on the edge.
No, I don't think it'll be enough.
Hey.
Now I do think it will keep the Wolves off for a second, but then he, you know who I'm talking about when I say he,
Yeah.
he's going to have to.
Yeah, you speak about him like he's Voldemort.
He's just going to have to. He's going to have to do it again and again and again and again. And I think
Yeah.
you see with the schedule we have coming up, that's going to be really difficult to do. I was listening to y'all before I jumped in the seat with you, and you mentioned Memphis, and it's just a game. I understand they beat some SEC teams in the last couple of years, but in the position that we're in, that Coach Pittman's in, that's you can't take that loss. You just can't do it, especially with an 18-point lead. You can't lose that game, and I love the guy. He's a great guy, but I don't know how you come back from that, honestly.
Yeah, and so everybody's curious about the what happens after this game? If Arkansas convincingly beats Notre Dame, one, I'd be very curious what happened for fans over there in South Bend. 1-3 to start the season. Didn't see that coming.
Yep.
And then if they convincingly win, convincingly is what if I didn't say just nub out of victory, but if they went out there and said, whoa, that's a dang good football team, that you don't even think that'd be a big enough Band-Aid? Okay. All right. He said his piece. All right. He had said his piece. All right. Let's flip the role. If we get out here and Arkansas just gets dismantled, how do you think the fan base will? Yeah. How do you think the fan base will react?
Man,
or what do you think? What should happen after that game?
Well, it's not my place to really say, what should happen. I think that that will solidify, what's going to happen next if that happens. And we'll see. I know there's a lot of people out there that think this is a no-lose game. We either win it and win it, or we lose it and get to make a change. And either way, Arkansas benefits from that. I don't know. I'd love to see us win out. I'd love to see the man fight for his job. And I think the line, if I can give my opinion, I think the line is what it is for the intangible. I think people expect to see a team play for their coach today. Ooh. And if that happens, hey man, I think with the defensive challenge that Notre Dame has, I think we can definitely win this game today.
We normally don't do this, but I'm just curious. Score prediction?
You asking me?
Yeah, both of y'all.
I think it's probably going to be somewhere around 45-31.
Wow,
big scoring game. I hope we're on the 45-point side of that.
Okay.
48-45.
48-45. Hey, I appreciate all the 45 nods. All right, we can do 45 all day. All right, that works good for us. All right, so this is what we're about to do. Josh had a chance to go out and tailgate. I think it has popped up in my system. We did have, imagine this, technical difficulties before this show got started. So I'm going to push this button. If it doesn't work, then we're going to have to hop in here and figure something else. But let's go and see if Josh, I knew it. Give me 1 second. I'll get it figured out. Josh had a chance to go tailgate. What was the tailgating scene like when y'all were walking up here?
Good.
Yeah?
It was starting to fill up good. I saw a lot of green out there, a lot more than I thought I'd see.
Bloody Marys.
Oh yeah.
Mimosas.
Oh yeah.
You got some breakfast food out there as well. Oh,
Yep.
I like it. All right. I think I found.
What's going on, DJ and Grant? Okay, I'm down here. I'm in the pit. Arkansas is about to play Notre Dame. We're going to dive in to see what these tailgaters think. We've got some Arkansas fans. We've got some Notre Dame fans. But listen, it's still cold. I'm ready for these games to get pushed back later in the day. I'm ready for prime time, 11 a.m. I don't know about that. Well, Grant, DJ, I'm down here to tailgate pregame of the Notre Dame game. First time ever. I'm here with Chad. I'm at his tailgate. Tell me a little bit about this tailgate first.
Yeah, so, we've been doing this for several years now. Just me and some buddies. We actually met here at a game several years back. And so we've kind of started a little tradition, to come out and just invite all our friends, whoever's come to the game. It's just the more the merrier, know. And this tailgate today is actually special, just with it being a Notre Dame game. My mom's got a childhood friend that lives in Dallas and California as well. They've got several houses or whatever, but she traveled all the way from California to come here. She went to Notre Dame, and so our family's here, and it's just cool. It's a special day for sure.
Right. Well, I know that a lot of fans right now were disappointed with those two losses, Ole Miss and Memphis, but coming back out here for a Notre Dame game tailgating, what's your expectation for the game today?
Man, of course, I drink the Kool-Aid, every week, and I'm hoping they can turn it around, especially that defense. Come on, that's the obvious part. I'm hoping that can for sure be turned around and kind of redeem themselves a little bit.
Right. We've been talking a lot about the defense. Bobby's offense has been hot, especially first half. Second half, fallen off a little bit. Do you think if we can come out, defense can just show face enough, our offense, if they play 4 quarters, then get the win?
100%, and that's just it. They've got to play 4 quarters, not get comfortable with an 18-point lead or whatever, and just kind of slack off. They've got to definitely play 4 quarters, so that's very important. But yeah, I love seeing that explosive offense for sure.
So can I get a score prediction?
Oh, score prediction, man! I'm thinking 42-31.
42-31 Arkansas?
Arkansas.
42-31 Arkansas.
Yeah.
Chad?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going on, Hog fans? I'm down here with Colin from Conway. Came all the way up for the Razorback game. This is his tailgate, and we got to get your thoughts on the game today. I know this season is not what we wanted, but what do you think Notre Dame's coming into the house tonight?
Well, I think everybody was surprised, the line being 3.5. I think it's 2 defenses that are not strong and 2 high-powered offenses, so I think it's going to be a shootout. The line on the over-under was about 62.5 last I looked, so I thought it would go over that. But that was the highest in college football today. So I think you're going to see a lot of scoring. I think we'll keep it close to the fourth quarter. Hopefully we can turn the tide a little bit and finish strong, which we haven't done this year. So that's what I'll be looking out for.
So high-powered offenses, we've been in this situation, though, fourth quarter, where the game is coming down to the line, and Arkansas seems to fumble the bag, literally. How do you see us taking the next step? Do you think we can take that next step?
Well, personally, I think in those situations, let's get the ball to Braylon Russell, Benton, Arkansas native. He's carried the ball over 100 times the past 2 years and has not fumbled once. And I love Mike Washington as well. I think he's great. But I think, let's give Braylon a shot in those moments.
A lot of people in Arkansas are talking about Braylon needs the ball more, averaging over 10 yards per carry. He's a beast, especially when we get down to the red zone. I know we looked at that Memphis game. We're going, why not Braylon Russell right now? And a lot of the times that we've been struggling, what do you think the reason is why we're not seeing him get the ball as much as we've been feeding Mike Washington?
That I really couldn't tell you. I think they obviously have a lot of confidence in Mike, and I do too. I think that was kind of just a freak thing. But I don't know. We'll see what happens today, but I think, overall we've got a good running back room. So I think they probably have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think you'll see us perform a little bit better here in the fourth. We'll see if we can pull it out, though.
Man, I like you because you know your stuff. Let's talk about running backs, right? We're talking about Price and Love for Notre Dame. They've got a duo of running backs. Arkansas just got 8 up in the run game against Memphis. What do you think Travis Williams is going to be able to adjust in order to stop that type of run game?
I think you got to have guys making plays. I mean, if you look at our tackling, it's not been good at all. I played football in high school, and obviously that's not the same level as this, but I'm either ankle biting or I'm grabbing their legs and doing an alligator roll. I don't know, whatever you got to do, but we just got to get those guys on the ground. Obviously, depth is an issue for us, especially on the defensive line. But if we can just keep getting some fresh bodies in there and just make your tackle, wrap up, hold them, get them. And we're not seeing guys swarm to the ball. I would love to see us swarm to the ball, get him on the ground. I think we'll be okay. So,
hey, 4th and 5, we might have to make this guy regular. We might have to get you on the show. You know your stuff.
I'm here every week.
Every week right here. And even when we're 2-2, even when the Hogs are losing, our man here has got his tailgate, and he's out here early, and they're getting started. So we appreciate it.
Yes,
Colin,
sir.
thanks so much. You're watching 4th and 5.
Yes, sir.
There. Whoa, what is this?
Oh, that's kinda
Whoa.
cool.
David, there it is. There it is. That was a little weird, right? Look at that. Yeah, go back and forth. All right, there it is. All right, here we go. Let's hop into it. That was fun. That guy knew everything. The high school experience.
He did.
But he was locked in.
He was citing that high school experience.
Yes, he was. Yes,
he
wanted
didn't
to
really
make sure.
tell us what position he was playing.
Yeah, he didn't say that, right? He said ankle biting. He'd figure it out. I'm joined by Kevin Trainin here at the Alumni House, and I tell you, man, Kevin, I've known you for 20-plus years now.
Hard to
Met
believe
when
it.
I was just a little pup, came here on campus. You mentioned my mom still follows around.
I know it. She's awesome.
Yeah, she
I always love seeing her.
It was a big night last night.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, UA Sports Hall of Honor, when you get to honor the greats across the Razorback sports. It was a wonderful evening at the Walton Arts Center. A lot of Razorback greats, including, of course, Clint Sterner, our guy, remembering Ryan Mallett, and that was very special. His mother, Debbie, was there, and his sister, Lauren, there, and it's always great to see them and celebrate his life. James Rouse, a great running back. I think a lot of times people forget when you have the Darren McFadden's, the Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis's, a lot of people forget about the great James Rouse, and he was honored. Dwight Stewart, obviously known for a lot of things, hitting the big threes all the time, but probably the single most important assist in Razorback basketball history, passing off to Scotty Thurman. But on down the line, Zach Cox had a bunch of folks. Brian Baker, Makiba Alside was not able to be there, but her sister did a marvelous job in representing her. So it was a fantastic night of celebration, and that's what I love about the University of Arkansas and the Razorbacks is when you can connect with the past. the heritage and the history of this program is just something special.
So they'll be honored today as well, right?
They will.
So if you are watching this on your phones or whatever here, if you get into the stadium, there's going to be a little pregame honor to them, right?
Yeah, they'll recognize them. They'll actually get their Hall of Honor ring
Nice.
Today on the field, and Hunter Yurchek will present that to them on the field. But it's a great chance because, when you get to walk out in front of 75,000 plus, be recognized, and to come back. And what's really cool is to see them bring their families back. And many of them haven't had an opportunity, or maybe their kids weren't the age that they remember some of those honors. So being able to walk out on that field and have the fans cheer and recognize them is an awesome experience.
So there's this phrase a lot of people say, once a Razorback, always a Razorback. You've heard it, especially when they talk about student athletes. You've seen it firsthand. How's that been? Is that really hold true from what you've seen?
It really is. I was talking to one of our former student athletes this week, and he's been, not terribly far away, but in some neighboring states and hasn't been back. And he just talked about when you come back to campus, the feel, just the connection you feel with this place, the connection you feel with these fans, and it's really home. It becomes home. And for those that didn't come from Arkansas, they come here and they embrace Arkansas, and it gets in their veins. And I think that's the Razorback Nation. I think that's the connection with the fans throughout the world. And that's what's really cool about now being with the Arkansas Alumni Association. We have 188,000 alumni living around the world. And it doesn't matter whether you're here, you're in Dublin, Ireland, London, England, London, Arkansas.
Wow.
The Razorbacks are there, and it's a connection.
Yeah, I was walking around yesterday. I was trying to find my name that was engraved into the concrete. I actually forgot where it was. Sorry, but so I'll continue the search. But talk about that staying connected. I feel like a lot of people pass up on the opportunity when we get the little thing in the mail that has the alumni house on it. Some people say, they just want my money. It's so much more than that.
Well, here's the great thing with our new membership model. If you graduate, if your name is on Senior Walk, you are a member of the Arkansas Alumni Association. And so you're connected. You're a regular member. We want you involved. But this is your house. We love having you guys here every week. It's a great place and the best tailgate in the country. But, so many people want to give back to the place that invested in them and changed their lives. And we have scholars working here today. We have over 750 students a year that receive some financial assistance through the Arkansas Alumni Association. So what I would say is if the University of Arkansas impacted you, made a difference in your life, come give back to those students and help pay it forward. But we'd love to see you here at the Alumni House, not just for tailgates. Stop in anytime. We're right up the road from the stadium, so we'd love to see you.
I love it. We got comments coming in right now. Terry says, even Kevin said it, connect in the past and the present, in the future. Got some other comments right now, but I'm not trying to stir any pots. But I'm feeling you on that. I think that'd be kind of cool. We'll talk about that later. All right, we'll talk about that
You've
later.
already had a week. I don't want to add to it.
You see what I'll be dealing with? You see that? It's wild, isn't it? Good night. Good times, right? Good times. All right, we're about to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our show. We're going to have our keys to success. You see it right now. A lot of people want to say, got to start fast. Ain't no doubt about it. So when we come back, it's going to be a fun little, nitpick of let you know what Arkansas needs to do with matchup now just under an hour away in Razorback Stadium. Y'all stay with us. We got much more on 4th and 5 after the break.
The Arkansas Alumni Association is committed to serving the University of Arkansas family and engaging alumni across the globe. Become a member of the Arkansas Alumni Association today. We can't do what we do without you.
Football season is back, and 4th and 5 is ready to give you the best coverage that you can find when it comes to Razorback football. At home games, we're going to be live 2 hours before kickoff at the Alumni House. Everything from breakdown, strategy, taking a look at the analysis for the weeks before, even taking a look into the opponents that we're playing as well. So many questions surrounding each and every moment of the game. 4th and 5 is going to be your one-stop shop to have you covered. Also, too, make sure you're joining us in all of our live shows. Monday night with that breakdown live from Oaklawn at the Mainline Sports Bar. Wednesday night viewer comments. And then Friday night, we're going to pick our high school game of the week. And then, once again, circle it back around to Razorback football. The thing that separates us is we call it how we see it. Not mean, just fair and honest. Make sure you subscribe on all of our social media platforms and be a part of this growing community. 4th and 5, keeping it real, calling it like we see it. No. 4th and 5, giving you everything you need when it comes to Razorback football, but keeping it honest. No, that's not good either. 4th and 5, the state's best. Oh, no, not there yet. We're working on it. 4th and 5, your go-to channel for your... You know what? We'll cross that bridge later. Can y'all just subscribe, and we'll figure out the tagline later. All right. See y'all later.
Welcome to Oaklawn, where every arrival marks the beginning of a memorable stay. From the moment you walk through our doors, Oaklawn's dedicated team is committed to exceeding your expectations. Our concierge is ready to welcome you by tailoring your ideal escape. With 2 restaurants on site, we can reserve your table to experience fine dining without ever having to leave the resort. The Bugler offers a culinary experience featuring an array of American cuisine and overlooks Oaklawn's legendary thoroughbred racetrack. Oaklawn has served as a destination for horse enthusiasts for generations, offering you the experience to witness the thrill from December through May. The live action at Oaklawn spans from betting on thoroughbreds to spinning reels and rolling dice in the casino. Your modern fine dining experience awaits at the Oak Room & Bar with highly composed plates located inside the casino. With a depth of flavors to leave your palate craving more, accompanied by some of the most unique cocktails and extensive wine lists in the region, your dining indulgence doesn't end with the Oak Room. Our concierge can provide recommendations on a variety of local restaurants. The elegantly appointed lounge of the First Turn Bar is the perfect setting to wrap up your day of adventure. Discover the charm of hot springs and check into Oaklawn, your ultimate destination.
We're getting closer and closer, closer and closer. That's right. The calm before the storm. Razorback Stadium. Once again, we're going to be here every single home game here at the Alumni House. You just heard from Kevin Trainer. Yeah. Always a pleasure having him here on set with us. And once again, 2 hours before kickoff, right there in that little shaded area is exactly where we're going to be each and every week. Let's go ahead and get to the part of the show where we're going to start wrapping everything up. Gentlemen, we got to get to it. We got to figure out what is happening. I'm not sure who is first. We're going to scratch Matt, okay? So Matt's not with us. Appreciate Matt hanging out with us. So, Josh, we got to start with you. You want victory. How's it going to start, man?
Man, you got to start fast and play fast, DJ. You know this.
Yep.
You can't come out in a game against Notre Dame home in front of a home crowd after 2 losses and not start fast. We got to feed the crowd early because, listen, Notre Dame ain't playing the SEC too often. So when they come down here, we got to be able to let our crowd affect these guys. We got to score early, and guess what? After we score, defense, get a stop because you know how it is. If they go down and score, and then our defense hops out on the field, and they just run, control the clock, and put in a touchdown, what is everybody going to be thinking in the stadium? Oh, no, this is another Memphis game. This is another Ole Miss game. Second key to success, guys, you got to have explosive plays. We need to hit 1, 2, 3, and even 4, at least explosive plays this game to be able to overpower that duo running back system that Notre Dame's going to be relying on because they were going to be feeding them the running back. So guess what? Taylor Green, Omega Blake, we need you to show up today. This is a big game. This is Notre Dame. This is the Fighting Irish. Come to play, win big. And guess what we also don't need? Any special teams mistakes.
Can't have it.
Absolute worst. If you're lining up to kick a field goal, make a field goal. This is Notre Dame. That's what you got to do. You got one job. Let's kick a field goal and make a field goal. And guess what else? Notre Dame's kick returners, they're legit. That backup running back just took one for 100 yards against Purdue. We do not need to have any mistakes for our special teams in today's game in order to win.
I'm with you, man. And like I said, I don't want to say we have to play perfect to win this game, but you can't beat yourself either.
No,
all
that's
right.
right.
So, well, let's go ahead and get to Grant's keys to success. What you got for us, big fella?
Yeah. So the first thing I've got is we've got to be physical.
Come on
now.
now.
I'll say that again for the offensive line, but I'll say across the board.
Yep.
Let's go punch them in the mouth. And that's what it's all about for us. We've got to go out there and punch them in the mouth, be physical. I've talked about it in a couple breakdowns. Go find some ribs. Go find some color.
Yeah.
Let's punch these guys in the face. Not literally.
One time.
Maybe one time. No, I'm just kidding. No. No penalties. We don't want penalties. But we've got to go out there and be physical, be the aggressive team. Stay connected, guys.
Yep.
Stay connected up front. We've got to communicate. We saw a lot of pressure last week I think a lot of it came from communication. We saw the one with the coffee house blitz where the guy fakes he's going back into coverage and then pops back up.
Boom.
We've got to be able to talk through those things, okay?
Yep.
We have to make sure that we are communicating across the board, offensively, defensively. We've seen some communication issues on the defensive side of the ball as well. We can't have that. And we've got to play with an edge.
Yep.
Play with an edge. Be physical. Be mean. Go knock him in the mouth.
In the mouth.
In the mouth.
I want to see some guys get on the field and tussle a little bit. I want to see somebody pull somebody back.
I want to see one of these. Hey, what it used to be right here, like, if you're locked up, Grant.
Bro, you got a bug on your head.
Oh, thanks, man. You remember when you be locked up and it's like, who lets go first?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Referee's like, hey, break it up.
Hey, break it up.
Like, you let go. Now you let go.
I want to see us come in. Hey, calm down. We got a game to win.
Everybody's head.
Yeah,
keeps getting
one of
further
these.
back like this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody going to do nothing.
You going to punch me in my helmet.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. I got your keys to success. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start off with, when it comes to winning this game, you got to spread the wealth, y'all. I feel like we've been honing in on Omega Blake a lot. I would say 3 of his interceptions today is when he is targeted Omega. We got options all over the place. I think Omega has 24 receptions on the year. The next closest receiver, 11. I want to see a little bit more Raylan Sharp. I want to see the tight ends get involved. They got a little bit last week in Memphis. Let's keep it going. Rohan Jones, 2 catches. Now, he made the most out of each and every one, but yeah. Spread the wealth. Let's not lock on to receivers, but, I'm not mad about it at all because Omega does have sure hands and he's very crafty at getting open. Another thing, don't force it. Talon, sit back and let the game come to you. I think sometimes he's in a situation when he feels like we have to go score every single time or we're going to lose. That may be the case today, all right? But you still got to live to fight the other down when it's not there. These situations where you just hand it over to the defense is not going to help the cause. It's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You have to make sure that you give your offense every opportunity to do well, but at the same time, don't put your defense in a bad situation. Other thing, we got to man up on the outside. Notre Dame, they're going to run the ball. They got 2 explosive backs. How do you stop that? You got to bring people in the box. That's going to put DBs on an island out there. So man-to-man coverage, DBs, it's going to be a big day for you. Maybe not a lot of safety help today. Now, what comes with that, you may get burned here or there, but you see this coverage right here. We're going to need a lot more of that if we want to have a chance to go ahead and have a big-time day, or I'd say night on Dixon tonight. So man up outside. Let's get to it. Hey, it's my keys to success. Good day.
Man up.
Man up. No?
Can I tell you something real quick?
You about to tell me something real quick?
Malachi Fields.
Let's talk about
wide receiver. 6'4",
Notre Dame.
223 pounds. Yes, for Notre Dame.
Punch him in the mouth.
Yep, punch him in the mouth. I was about to say that's a big
Do
boy.
not man up. Do not man up.
Don't man up on him?
No.
Okay.
Not after what we saw against Ole Miss. Stay off of that man.
See,
Get a safety over the top to help.
See, this is where it's like you pick your poison.
DJ.
All right?
DJ.
This is where you pick your poison.
DJ.
This is what I'm gonna tell you what Memphis did. Okay. They knew Talon's running ability.
Yeah.
They knew Mike Washington's, even Braylon's, even I wish we would have got more. How many times did we pause that tape when watching Breakdown last week of our receivers beating these guys in man-to-man coverage? Yeah. Talon had no time to get him. So I think our defense, in my opinion, the way we are right now, we're going to give up touchdowns. It's just about how long it's going to take for that team to get to the end zone.
Yep.
So if it's going to happen regardless, you might as well roll the dice and start bringing this pressure, bringing these blitz, hopefully put them in a situation where we could sneak a turnover. That's where I'm saying DBs just hold on and hopefully they can get to the quarterback.
I just think they have threats everywhere. They got, 2 running backs who are just going to run the ball. So you want to go into man in those situations. Now we're isolating our corner out here with a 6'4", 220. He's your size on a corner.
That's
mismatch at the numbers.
Pretty wild.
Okay. Then you've got a tight end that's the size of Gronk. Linebackers, safeties, we got problems all over the field. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. That's where I would say, the one thing you can't do is let them control time of possession, control the game, control the tempo. And they can do that if you don't figure out a way to help our front four.
Hey, here's the other thing you can't be. Scared.
You're
Don't be scared.
You're just ready to fight
scared.
You got to play.
Grant just wants to punch somebody in the face.
I'm tired of seeing it. Let's go.
I want to see it off the rip, right?
No
Just
doubt.
maybe the first series.
I'll take a 15-yard penalty, man.
If I were the coach,
set the tone.
If I were the coach, I'd be like, you got one.
Yeah, you got one.
You got one.
Find somebody.
Better make it worth it.
Find somebody. I want to see a look in their eye coming off the field.
Try not to get ejected.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you come to the sideline, I'm going to chew you out, but no, it's just for the cameras.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But you got one. All right.
Yes.
We got to set the tone.
Got a freebie.
We might have to settle Grant down after this show.
Oh, he's all you. Grant's hilarious. Hit him in the mouth. Got some good ones going in here. Appreciate y'all hanging out here in the chat. We're about to wrap this up. Fellas, y'all are going into the game, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So they're going to be in there watching the game. Once again, thanks for everybody being a part of the show today. Don't forget, post-game, we are going to be set up right here at the Alumni House as soon as the game is over with our post-game thoughts, our post-game recaps, and maybe even have some footage after a Razorback win. How nice would that be? Punch him in the mouth.
Hey, we're gonna be in this game. Wait. Don't record that. No, don't play that back later. We should be in this game. We're gonna be in this game.
Okay.
I don't want that on tape. We should be in this game. Let me say that.
We will be.
Punch him in the mouth. Punch him in the mouth. Thank y'all for watching.